Russia has begun a counteroffensive operation aimed at taking back territory from Ukrainian troops. Now the purported visuals from the battlefield as well as testimonies from bloggers monitoring the situation closely all point to heavy fighting, according to Major General Aplov, who commands Chaz, Akhet Special Forces fighting in Kursk. Russian troops have gone on the offensive. Aplov gave the figure that within the K region Ukraine has lost over 7,000 troops. Now the Russians are reportedly taking back control of about 10 settlements here in KK. Lenov is also deputy head of the Russian Defense Ministry's military political department. He said, and I'm going to quote him here, "The situation is good for us. A total of about 10 settlements in the KK region have been liberated," quote unquote. Now additionally, new footage circulating online shows Russian troops pushing Ukrainians back in. See pro-Russian channels on Telegram released video clips that they claim showed Russia's 51st Guard Regiment near a settlement called Snag. The Russian forces are said to have taken several villages on the west of Russia from the area that Ukraine said to have carved out in Russia. The Russian Defense Ministry said troops had defeated Ukrainian units at a number of villages. The Russian Defense Ministry is claiming that Ukraine has lost over 12,200 personnel so far in Kursk ever since August 6. But there was no independent confirmation or immediate comment from Ukraine on this. Russia is yet to confirm the counter-offensive ever since Ukraine sent thousands of its heavily armed troops across the border into Russia. According to the Russian military, Ukrainian casualties have surpassed 12,200 during the month-long incursion. Ukraine weakened its battlefield position, especially in East Ukraine. Ukraine hoped that its Kursk operation would force Russia to pull troops from eastern Ukraine, but instead of pulling troops from the Donbas front line, Russia continued to push forward with Ukrainian troops focused on the Russian region. Now this is something that Ukraine did not foresee. Now this Pokrov is a logistical hub, an industrial powerhouse, and Russia is focused on it. It is seen as a gateway between eastern and central Ukraine. If this city falls, Ukraine not just loses supply lines in the entire region, but Russian forces acquire a launch pad for mounting more assaults into Ukraine, and this time those assaults are going to be deeper into Ukraine, and this means easy control of other strategic Ukrainian cities as well, along with lands and the Donetsk province, which comprises the eastern Ukrainian Donbas region and the control of which remains the main objective of Russia's war here. Ukraine cannot afford to lose its logistical hub Pokrov. Knowing how close the Russian threat is in the east, Ukraine pushed on with its GK objective in the hopes of using it as a bargaining chip, but Russian troops have not relented. They have continued moving further, and they are inching towards port. Their target is clear. If earlier Moscow was ready for peace talks with conditions, now it is not. Russian President Vladimir Putin has dismissed the idea of peace talks in the immediate aftermath of Ukraine.